Okay, let's start. Join to this project. Let me check. Harshil. BNCM. Sure.
Hi, Uncle.
Yeah, hi Chahat.
Hi. Please wait for the panel to join, okay?
Yeah. Your voice is a bit low.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah, okay. Hi, Uncle.
Yeah,
Hi,
hi
Chad.
Harshil.
Good evening. Uncle, can you switch on your camera?
Yeah. Is it visible?
Yeah, I can see. I'm good evening. How are you?
Yeah, better than good. What about you?
Yeah, doing great. So, let's start with your brief introductions about yourself.
Okay. So I belong to Maharashtra and I have completed my graduation in electronics and communication engineering. So 2017 passed out. And talking about my work experience, in my second last organization, I worked with a Microsoft partner company, so predominantly on 365, Microsoft 365. So there at early stage, you can consider as an implementation role, a cloud engineer or some sort of consulting kind of role. So that I worked on majorly on the M365 product, Modern Workplace, and later on I moved to Azure also. So because it was a small scale company, so I got an opportunity to even worked as a pre-sales technical support. Like I provided pre-sales technical support for M365 and Azure for Pune region, Pune, Mumbai, Aurangabad, and Hyderabad. The company was based out of Hyderabad, but they had offices in Pune, Hyderabad, then Bengaluru, and Chennai. So that was about the second last organization. And talking about my previous organization, so it was NCS Group, Sintel Conglomerate. So it was based out of Singapore. So there I majorly worked on one big project. So the client was Bristol. So as you know that Bristol is a well-known tire company. So what they have done is they have fitted some IoT sensors in the tires itself. So the tire pressure and any other type of parameters were used to be monitored. So it's like leveraging the edge computing and cloud computing. It was connected to the Azure. So basically, on Azure Monitor, basically alerts, dashboards was there. So it was set up using the particular parameter based on the conditions. The alerts used to be get triggered. So entire fine tuning of that one project. So 6 people used to report me. They used to work 24/7. So it's like basically they were monitoring, and I used to analyze those alerts and dashboards. And there used to be one bi-weekly client meeting, so directly with the stakeholders. So it was a three-level architecture. So initially it's like application level, then development team used to be there, like the one who does the like DevOps kind of or a technical coding part, and the third one was the business side. So I managed that project, and apart from that, as a business system analyst, I even led two projects, internal IT projects. So first one was the internal test management that we have built in like in-house using the in-house capability for entire NCS and entire NCS group resources and the partners itself. And there was another resource management that we have. So that was a brief.
Okay, great. So, Omkar, I want to understand, I can see you have mentioned cloud experience in your resume as well, and you have certain certifications also.
Yeah.
But my question is, from the overall, experience perspective, you have a 5.3 years of experience you mentioned in the resume. So, with respect to the Azure cloud, how much you are confident, and what is your, expertise level in Azure cloud?
Yeah, so it's like if you consider my work experience, so it was a bit diverse, ITES, IT and telecom combined together. So relevant experience, if you ask me, it is 4.9 years. So 4.9 years you can consider specific to cloud computing, and that too in cloud infrastructure Azure side. So Azure and M365. So if you ask like very niche in a very at least ask me, so it's like 3+ years you can consider in cloud infrastructure.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, great. So let's start with the Azure first. You might be aware, like in Azure, there's a concept called subscriptions, management group, and resource group as well, right?
Yeah.
So what is the difference between all these three concepts?
So let's consider like in Azure or AWS, there is a hierarchy. So hierarchy based on like at top level, there will be management groups. Okay. So based on that
Okay,
management group, then subscription will come into the picture, and hierarchy structure, there will be resources or role-based access control. You can assign those resources. So this is the hierarchy of the cloud infra subscription of the Azure. So these are the
I
differences.
see,
Like
I
if
see.
you ask me, like so subscription is basically like pay as you go or whatever the charges, or if you take the managed instance, so it will charge according to that. And management level is the top hierarchy. So whoever is the global administrator, he will have that all sort of privileges to manage entire tenant. So that is the basic.
Okay, I see. So, which are the services in Azure you have worked or you have a hands-on experience?
Hands-on experience. Like to be honest, mostly in my previous project, I worked on Azure Monitor. So Azure Monitor, it's like creating the dashboards and alert routes, and making certain configuration according to the weekly or bi-weekly analysis of the IT infrastructure. So there were almost 30 to 35 resources starting from Cosmos DB, Event Hub, Event Grid. So based on that telemetry data, I used to monitor or change the queries regarding the the cloud infrastructure itself. So majorly on compute side you can consider the virtual machines and then Azure lift and shift migration. Earlier I worked Alliance Pro IT, so there I have done Azure Virtual Desktop. You can consider. So basically infra side, infra. But this role, just wanted to
Okay.
ask, like this role is basically like completely into consulting part, or the one some sort of a cloud security engineer or a consultant? How it goes?
Okay, so basically we are looking for the consultant, cloud security consultant who has a, experience in certainty on security, point number one, and who has exposure to the cloud computing technology as well. It can be Azure and AWS as well.
Okay, so it's not a hands-on role, the one who implements the technology or something. It's like creating the blueprints or something like that, those kind of consulting part you are talking about.
Kind of, exactly.
Yeah, because two
So
weeks
even
back,
you,
yeah, continue.
yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, so 2 weeks back, I have, gave an interview at EY. So it is like one of the big four. But what happened after getting selected? I was selected for Bengaluru location. But later on, they said, like it's a kind of a hands-on or consulting role, but at the client side. So I was like, how can a big four, seeking outsourcing for another client? So that's why I was, just confirming. So it's for KPMG Mumbai, correct? The corporate office.
Yeah, so let me, brief you about the requirement that will help you to understand.
Yeah,
So basically, if you see us, so we are the based out of Mumbai for dedicatedly, working on cloud security domain. And we cater the large amount of client range from the BFS side to the enterprise to the telco and so on, so right. So we provide the, I would say, cloud security consulting services to them, and this consulting services in range of the auditing, assessment, review, migration assessment, landing zone architect review, landing zone implementations consulting, then I would say compliance assessment, ISO 27001 also, ISO 27017 also. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this is the pure consulting role, but again comes with the very technical competency requirement.
Yeah, so it's a technical consultant, not just a functional one.
Exactly. So we interact on day-to-day basis with the client. Clients, provide us the problem statement, and based on that, we work with them based on the requirement, based on the agreement, based on the client expectation, scope of work and all.
Okay,
So our team, work in with the client in range of, let's say, BFSI largely, then telecom, and then enterprise client as well.
correct. So strategy management, consulting, risk assessment, vulnerability, all those comes in picture.
Yeah, so what you mentioned, we work largely on that. My team specifically my team, we are not doing the VAPT kind of stuff. There are specialized teams in KPMG in Mumbai only who, take care of those parts.
Mhm.
But we are specialized group of people who are working with clients for cloud security consulting. And that range, in terms of the security governance, security review, architect review, I just explain you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
I
got it.
hope in terms of the requirement, you are cleared and you don't have any confusion as
No,
such.
nothing as such, nothing as such. The JD was clearly stated.
Perfect.
Just like, because of the previous experience, I was just confirmed because I'm looking for a long term, at least for 5 years. So later on, don't want to switch or anything. So that's why I was just
Okay. Awesome. So since you mentioned about the UI, I want to understand you are notice period right now, or
No, I'm an immediate
how?
joiner. I
What
already
is the case?
reason for leaving the
Okay, you are
organization.
immediate.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
So it's like my
Okay.
profile here
So
moving into the, like a PMP kind of role or some sort of, BSA kind of role. And I wanted to switch, stick to the either technical part. Technical means basically IT security or cloud security or cyber security. later on I explore about the cyber security, but it is completely into different sort of set of arrays to prepare. So I thought like if I have a background in cloud or Azure, to be very specific, Microsoft technology stack. So that's why I choose like that. That was the reason why I left the previous organization, because later on nobody can accept after having that 10 years of experience or anything. You cannot transition. So early career like 5, 7 years you can.
I see. I see. Got it. So you are based out of Mumbai only.
Pune. But it will
Oh,
take
okay.
like only 1 to 2 weeks to relocate, because Mumbai Pune is nothing like 3 4 hours.
Okay. Okay. Got it. So I can see you have done good certification in Azure also, and you have completed AZ 500 and AZ 104 also.
Yeah, 104 I have completed, and to be very honest regarding AZ 500, so I have wrote that exam, so I have received the score around 687 or something. So because I wrote, so I mentioned that. So again, I planned for SC 900, which is in next month, and later on in August or might be September, I'm again planning for AZ 500. So later on, it will get renewal, free renewals, I guess, so from Microsoft every year. So
Okay. So have you cleared AZ 500?
no, AZ 500, I have received score 680 something. So because of the slightly marks I have, but I have wrote that exam, that too without dumps or anything. So it was very much technical competent, even difficult than the solutions architect. I have also gone through one training, which was a boot camp around 40 50 hours for solutions architect. But this kind of easy 500 or AWS solutions architect or AWS security professional, so that kind of has networking concepts. So those were very difficult or high level. So I have planned for it.
Okay, okay. So let's talk about Azure security.
Okay.
So in Azure, you see there are, I would say, large set of tools available from the security requirements, right? So there are tool Microsoft Sentinel and another tool called Microsoft Defender for Cloud,
Okay.
right? So can you tell me the use case of these two tools?
Okay. So I'll give an example of my previous experience itself. So Defender for Cloud, earlier it was called as Azure Security Center. So what I have done, I have used in real time Defender for Cloud to protect the virtual machines. So basically there was a plan one on plan B for the protection of the virtual machine. So Defender Cloud, you can to protect the virtual machine you can use, and Azure Sentinel, it was synced with, like, suppose if you there is a vulnerability, or if it let's say for instance for a scenario base, so if you downloaded any malware in that virtual machine where that endpoint is already installed, the Microsoft Cloud for Defender, so it will automatically detect, and it will also sync with Azure Sentinel. So that is like, Sentinel is like protect, it will give an overview. And Defender for Cloud, you can configure security for various cloud resources, including M365. So even the device management, like I have worked on Intune also. So earlier, like when M365 works. So there in M365, there is a technology stack. It's completely different, like ATP, Advanced Threat Protection, then AIP. So those kind of tools. Right?
Okay, okay, okay. So let's say since you are preparing for the solution architect and you must have gone through the scenarios also, so I want to understand, let's say there is a
Yeah, 6 months. For
requirement
six
client.
months, there is a required. I have not yet started, but just keep that
Okay,
in
no
mind.
worries, but I guess I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
ask
you
you the
can.
question because you have the experience of, you have the knowledge of AZ 104 and your AZ 500. So let's say there is a client who has, recently migrated to the Azure cloud.
Hmm.
Okay. And they have just recently set up the landing zone and all. So, it's early stage and all.
Okay.
So you come as a security consultant for them and they want you to provide the, I would say not very detailed, but the baseline or the base minimum security requirement for that landing zone.
Okay.
Okay. I am repeating the question. They have recently migrated to the Azure. They have set up the lending zone. So you are coming as a security consultant. So they are asking your consultancy to what are the minimum baseline security requirement they should implement in the lending zone. What you will suggest them?
Mm, Okay, so I do not have any deep dive experience in Azure security, but still I try to recollect. So it's like if there is a lift and shift migration, so consider uh, like the migration lift and shift for SQL database also and along with the virtual machines. So first I'll suggest like while reviewing the landing zone structure or architecture. So basically virtual network is our primary requirement. So we should not, expose virtual machines to directly to the public. So basically, if you ask me like what are the best security practices here, so the first and foremost will be the encrypt data at rest and in flight. So while in transit, while ingress and egress traffic, and encrypt data at rest and in flight. And later on, the best solution for virtual machine it is like you can disable the 3389 RDP port and you can enable the Azure Bastion. So you can the IP publicly it will not get exposed. And third one will be the let's say if you migrated, so virtual network is there, subnetting is part is also there. Along with that, if you have let's say like the availability zone, and there will be two subnets. So two availability along with the region. So two availability sets are there, and there are two subnets. So based on that, if you have a critical application, so you can also implement application security. So that is like it will work on the application layer. So there are a lot of Azure RBAC also is there, and then Azure Security Center for monitoring, Azure Monitor for monitoring the alerts for the existing resources or whatever the workloads you are running. So that basically an overview I can. But if you have like any framework or structured mechanism, I guess so in KPMG there are standard practices or processes. So based on that, we will follow.
Just one second. Just one second. Just one second.
Yeah. You lost my connection or it's
No, I'm just getting one important call.
yeah, yeah,
Just
sure,
one
sure.
second.
Please take.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, 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 no issue. So your work is like Monday to Friday, daytime only, like no Saturday, Sunday, correct? If I'm not wrong.
Not necessarily. So it depends on the client's requirement, I would say. Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, let me clarify. It's not always we are working Monday,
Yeah, I asked Charan,
Saturday.
so she said like it's a daytime, but Monday to Friday. I was like in consulting. If there is a US client, how can you deal with? Yeah, please explain. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So that is basically a client requirement, I would say, but not on frequently basis. We are working, Saturday, Sunday. So it's very, if we have the very strict deadlines to complete. So yeah, we work on that. but majorly we work on Monday to Friday.
Okay, it's a daytime role. Like if there is a client
Yeah,
from
daytime,
like
but there is no fixed hours. Let me clarify.
yeah,
It's not very service based
yeah, correct.
company
Consulting
job.
part comes into the picture, so can't expect.
Okay, okay, awesome. So, Umka, yeah, so that's it from my end.
Hmm.
I want to understand, do you have any questions, any query for me to answer?
So initially, like, can you tell me about the more about the team, like how it goes? Like it's an individual contributor role or not as a team lead, but still like how it collaboration will go.
Yeah, so it's as I explained you, in terms of the teams, we are based out of Mumbai,
Hmm. Mumbai
and
exactly
many
where
of
like
us.
I saw like 5, 6 KPMG offices, I guess. So if you
Yeah, so okay, so in Mumbai only we have a I would say 4 to 5 offices in Mumbai only. But again, it's not like we have a desk job kind of role.
yeah,
So on the morely, if you ask me, I'm morely into the client side
hmm,
majorly.
correct.
Okay, if required, I go to the office, I discuss with my team and all. But majorly we deployed, we interact with the client. We are more into the client places.
Yeah, yeah, correct. So
Okay,
client visits are
so client, yes. So see, being a consultant, we always try to at the client place to be at the client front only.
correct.
Okay, so in Mumbai, our like my team, sits at the Goregaon office.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, we have offices in Vikhroli also. We have offices in Juhinagar also, Lodha also,
Hmm.
right? So yeah. But in terms of the team, so we are the people who are specialized into the certain cloud. So myself have experience in AWS and Azure. A couple of other teammates have experience in Azure plus GCP. Someone has experience in OCI cloud.
Hmm.
Okay. So through that, team, we interact with the client, we understand the client problem, and based on that, we deploy the resources over there.
Okay, okay. So it's like day-to-day responsibility you are saying. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
So basically, it's a
Yeah.
hybrid role. It's not like work from basically even if it's office, you are a client assigned. So it's a mix of both, I guess.
Correct, correct. So it's not mandate to be at office, but
Hmm.
yeah, we encourage people to, come to the office because through that, it's easy to collaborate, it's easy to communicate, it's easy to, discuss when you are in person instead
Correct.
of
Absolutely.
virtually. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And Chahat told me like this requirement comes into the picture for three location. I mean three levels. So maybe consultant or assistant manager, and that manager. I don't know if I'm not right or wrong. So maybe so it's like based on the level, it will get the there will be the selection for this role.
Yeah, so based on the experiences and based on your skill set, we have that criteria to see whether on which level we can onboard, we can offer the resource to the candidate.
Okay,
So
okay,
consultant, then assistant manager, then manager.
okay. It's like hierarchy level for especially for cloud
Yeah.
security professional category. Okay,
It's in general. So in KPMG we follow this practice.
okay.
Analyst, associate consultant. Start with the analyst, then
Hmm.
goes to the associate consultant, then assistant manager, manager, AD, and it goes on.
Okay, okay. Yeah, just wanted to understand because analyst and basically those were for freshers or bulk hiring kind of stuff. So maybe,
Yeah, exactly. So that we do internally about the fitment analysis, where on which levels we can onboard resources.
hmm. Okay. So I'm an
Yeah.
immediate joiner. So based like, this position to fill, like, is there any timeline or, can I consider if it's positive then?
So maybe, we are evaluating the many candidate parallelly. So, we gather the feedback jointly with the other interview panel also, and then we decide mutually.
Okay. So you
So
will
as
take the
of
decision.
now, yeah. As of now, I would say maybe I'll share the feedback with the Chahat and she will get back to you. That is what I can say
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because uh, I need to discuss with my couple of peers before finalizing the candidation and all.
Yeah, correctly. The decision making process.
Yeah. So on that, I would say on behalf of KPMG and my team, I would like to thank you for taking your time with interviewing yourself. As I said, I'll discuss my feedback with the internal team and will share with the Chahat.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Thank Ashil.
Okay. Aman. Thank you. Thank you. Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye.
ये तो पॉजिटिव ही आएगा पॉजिटिव